Another recall debate is getting underway, and for the first time, a Democrat is on the stage tonight.
The federal government offering billions of dollars in rent relief, but where is that money going?
We're on the deck of the USS Midway for a Pearl Harbor survivors memorial.
Plus, how retired Black Hawk helicopters are being transformed into powerful firefighting machines.
And not just a nationwide issue, schools across the county here in San Diego are also dealing with a bus driver and bus rider shortage.
The County of San Diego releases an app which could give you and your family precious moments when disaster strikes.
And a room without a view. The bed and breakfast that's buried in an old World War II bunker. News 8 at 6 starts now.
The first gubernatorial recall debate to feature a Democratic candidate is just an hour away tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. This is the fourth debate and we'll get underway at 7 tonight on our sister station, the CW San Diego. Republican frontrunner Larry Elder won't be there, but former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer and two other Republicans will face off against one another, and Democratic YouTube star Kevin Paffrath.
Our political reporter Morgan Reiner has more tonight from Sacramento.
Kevin Paffrath is a YouTube financial analyst with millions of followers. He describes himself as a JFK Democrat, meaning he's almost right down the middle. Governor Gavin Newsom may be a part of the same party, but he doesn't want you to know who Kevin is or even consider picking him as a backup on the ballot.
The California Democratic Party made it clear. Vote no on question 1, leave number 2 blank. That's where you'll find Kevin Paffrath's name.
Gavin Newsom telling people to leave the second part of the ballot blank is selfish and un-American. It leaves Californians gambling with the result of the next year and their future.
But he'd rather take the gamble and see a Republican in office for 1 year.
I would rather see Gavin Newsom recalled because that means he's gone. That's an embarrassment. That's going to make it very hard for him to come back and mess up California more.
Paffrath told me he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
If we lose, we'll still have so much momentum that we'll easily be able to go into the 2022 election and beat Gavin Newsom in 2022.
Paffrath's offered large sums of money to debate Newsom himself, $1 million to be exact. But tonight's debate is still a step up for the man who was not invited to the first 3.
These are tools for society to evaluate their candidates beyond prepared statements. And so I think these are requirements, or should be requirements. I would love to go to any debate and all debates.
Tonight is the night of Kevins. We have former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer, Assemblymember Kevin Kiley, and then YouTube star Kevin Paffrath. The one non-Kevin is businessman John Cox, who you won't see. Larry Elder, Caitlyn Jenner, and Newsom. All three, once again, deny the invitation. This time in this debate, our everyday viewers had the chance to send in their own questions. So in less than an hour from now, we'll see what you guys want to know from these candidates.
All right, Morgan, thanks. And you can watch that California recall debate live tonight at 7 o'clock. Just flip it over to our sister station, the CW San Diego.
In San Bernardino County, a brush fire has grown to at least 300 acres and has damaged at least 6 homes. The South Fire broke out in the Fontana area just after 1:30 this afternoon. At least 100 homes are threatened. At last check, the fire is 0% contained. It isn't burning very far from the 15 freeway, but that freeway is still open.
And we have to be on alert when it comes to dry weather as well as hot conditions. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis. We're getting into yet another heat wave over the next few days. Today was the start of it. We're going to get a little bit warmer by tomorrow. We had highs today at 99 degrees for Valley Center, upper 90s for Alpine, the same for Ramona, even 80s closer towards the coast, 80 degrees for downtown, 80s in the mountains, 110 in Borrego Springs. Where we do have a heat alert, that is for the desert, an excessive heat warning that has now been extended all the way until Sunday night. Initially, it was all the way until Friday. So daytime highs and upward of 114 degrees are expected. So it's going to be really hot over the next few days. The peak of the heat looks to be on Thursday and Friday, and you're seeing daytime highs that will stay into the upper 90s across the valleys. More of those 80s right along the coast, as well as some upper 70s for Carlsbad. The same for Del Mar. 113 degrees tomorrow for the desert. We'll go ahead and take a look at your complete forecast and your air quality coming up.
Thanks, Carlene. The federal government has set aside billions of dollars to help tenants who cannot afford to pay their rent.
But a new report shows a majority of that money hasn't even been distributed. So how is San Diego County doing? News 8's Steve Price takes a closer look.
The pandemic has decimated jobs across the country, leaving many people with no money to pay their rent or utility bills. The federal government is trying to help by offering billions of dollars in rental assistance, but where is that money going? Nationwide, only 11% of that money has actually been distributed by states and local governments to those in need, leading the Treasury Department to state too many grantees have yet to demonstrate sufficient progress in getting assistance to struggling tenants and landlords.
We know people are hurting, and you want to know why this money is still sitting on the sidelines.
Mayor Todd Gloria saw San Diegans struggling, so he worked with community-based organizations to publicize that the money is available and help people with the paperwork.
We've had an all-hands-on-deck approach to this particular funding.
His staff also got proactive, reaching out to those who seem to be slipping down a dangerous path.
We've even gone so far as to look at our public utilities department's rolls of past due water bills and send notices to those individuals, because this is not just rent relief, but it's also utility relief.
Those efforts have paid off. The city of San Diego has distributed around 94% of its money. It's among the highest percentages in the country, and that money has gone to more than 10,000 families.
We will continue to work with vigor on this particular project, not just because we want to be good stewards of these state and federal dollars that we've been entrusted with, but we also want to make sure that we're not contributing to a problem that is already unacceptable, and that's the number of people who are living on our streets and sidewalks.
According to Treasury Department numbers through the end of July, the city of Chula Vista has also done a great job distributing more than 90% of its funds. And San Diego County was also well above the national average, helping more than 12,000 families. All local agencies say they still have money available, and even more is on the way from another round of federal funding.
We know that people continue to struggle, and the Delta variant is real, and it is causing more people to worry about how they're going to make ends meet.
For more information on where to apply for this assistance, go to our website, cbs8.com, and click on the Help button. Steve Price, News 8.
Really incredible when you compare the 11% nationwide to 94% here in San Diego. We're doing a good job.
Doing much better, and just hope that that money gets to the people it's supposed to be getting to.
Exactly.
That's just a terrible waste.
All right, remember this plane that landed on the freeway yesterday? Tonight we are learning more about that emergency landing on Interstate 5.
Take a listen to new audio released from air traffic control just moments before that plane touched down.
We have 2 souls on board, and fuel is, I'm not sure yet.
The pilot and passenger were forced to land on the southbound side of the 5 in Del Mar. They weren't hurt, but the plane did hit a couple of cars, and a few people had to be taken to nearby hospitals with minor injuries. News 8 was able to talk to one of those passengers who's had this to say.
Angels were definitely watching over us today, and we felt really blessed and grateful.
We still don't know what exactly the mechanical problem was that forced that emergency landing.
San Diego is remembering a Pearl Harbor survivor who dedicated his life to his country and his community.
Today, the USS Midway Museum held a memorial for U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer Stu Hedley. He died at the age of 99 earlier this month of complications from COVID-19.
News 8's Abby Alford shares his legacy.
It's on this deck of the USS Midway where I first met Chief Petty Officer Stu Hedley. It is one of the proudest moments in my career. Today, on this deck, his brothers and sisters, friends and family sent him off with a proper farewell.
Military, attention to honors.
Hey,
A memorial for a great and humble man.
I never heard Stu say an unkind word about anyone, ever.
On December 7th, 1941, U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer Stuart Hedley served on the USS West Virginia during the attack on Pearl Harbor.
We had been hit by 6 torpedoes.
The 99-year-old died on August 4th due to complications from COVID-19. He was just 2 months shy of his centennial birthday.
I'm a better person, and everyone that he met is a better person.
Stu received full honors during his memorial on the flight deck of the USS Midway.
Stu Headley rolled up his sleeves and said, "The freedoms of America are under attack, and I will fight."
Freedom is not free. Freedom is gained at a price.
Stu spent 20 years of service to his country, and no matter how unsteady on his feet, he stood tall for a salute.
He's someone who understood that his service to this community and to this country was never done.
In 2011, after being one of the first veterans on Honor Flight San Diego, he became an ambassador for the nonprofit, encouraging other World War II and Korean War veterans to go on the flight to Washington, D.C. to visit their memorials.
All of us with Honor Flight San Diego will remember Stu for his tireless energy, infectious smile, and the best hugs anyone could ask for.
Stu owed his deep faith to surviving Pearl Harbor and spent a lifetime speaking to thousands of people about the attack.
I will always remember Pearl Harbor. I will never forget, and I will do my part to keep America alert.
Fair winds and following seas, Chief.
This moment of reverence we dedicate to the memory of Chief Electrician's Mate Stuart N. Headley, USS West Virginia.
There will be a private burial service at Miramar National Cemetery for Stu Headley. He will be laid to rest next to his wife Wanda, who he was married to for 64 years.
Wow, he would have been 100 years old in October, shared so many stories with the community.
You know, and it's sad for many reasons, but he was really looking forward to being there December 7th of this year for the 80th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. And to see him not quite make it is sad, but we'll be thinking of him this December 7th. Stu, you'll be missed.
Legacy will absolutely live on.
Yeah.